Look up and behold, Enu my liege!
Hang on, boy!
Magic in anime, a match made in heaven, filled with characters redefining the power ceiling every so often. It's a tale as old as time, and when it comes to magic, even the most mundane explosions can leave you gasping for more. Yet we have magicians who are just built different.
My ultimate destructive spell!
From their cheat-level magic circuits to their near-infinite mana reserves, let's count the top 10 magic users the genre has to offer. Number 10, Aladdin.
Don't you let them tell you themselves! Everyone, show your presence!
The fourth Magi that Judar spoke of. It was you.
If being a part of the only four Magi wasn't impressive, then hear this. This man is also the son of the great Solomon. You see, Aladdin is extremely powerful, along with being capable of utilizing Magic and multiple types of magic as he fights. Although his affinity for heat and flame magic is the greatest, he does not shy away from using light, sound, and several other types of magic. Now, being a Magi, he too has a Jinn companion who goes by the name of Ugo. This also means that whatever Ugo can do is technically an asset to further back Aladdin's standing. Being able to utilize the power of Rook, our protagonist is also capable of performing healing and gravity manipulation. He's also in possession of the ability of the Wisdom of Solomon. This skill allows him to get in touch with the souls of the dead and even temporarily summon them to the living world. He's also able to access and show people their past, future, and present, a feat that grants him access to unlimited knowledge. Number 9, Rimu Tempest.
And summon it. My offering will be all the dead bodies in this area.
Imagine getting stabbed to death and then being reincarnated as nothing more than a mere slime, that too in a world that's full of monsters. Even though Rimu can relate to this, he was, however, no ordinary slime. On his journey to self-discovery, this man was able to befriend a storm dragon on the get-go. Later on, he's able to construct an entire nation that goes by the name Tempest as a tribute to the storm dragon Veldora. Forming relations with other countries and making them recognize a nation that's composed of monsters was child's play for this slime. And that wasn't all, because later in the series, he was able to evolve into a true demon lord, gaining monstrous abilities like the ultimate skill Beelzebub, which is capable of devouring anything, almost like a black hole would.
Beelzebub.
Truly, you were always right.
Another one of his broken skills is the Lord of Wisdom Raphael, an evolved form of his unique skill Grand Sage. As the name suggests, it knows anything and everything, meaning that it can provide the best possible methods of countering any situation. Although these skills are absolutely mind-boggling to consider, nothing beats how Rimu makes use of them. This man was able to make use of Raphael and Beelzebub to revive the dead right after his evolution, that too without rest. To make things even worse, this man is now on a level where he can contend with someone like Guy Crimson, the strongest of the 12 primordials and a true demon lord that's possibly even stronger than Milim. Number 8, Gilgamesh.
Who gave you permission to look up at me? A filthy worm like you should face the ground, crawl on your stomach, and die.
A proud, yet immensely powerful figure that stands as a half-god and half-human and a king of heroes. He's the embodiment of absolute confidence in one's innate ability. Gilgamesh's divinity knows no bounds, given that no one could ever match his might. He has access to every single prototype of all noble phantasms, along with an unimaginable number of treasures. All of this is put into action through the Gate of Babylon, where all these treasures reside. He's capable of summoning these treasures in real time and can launch them at an unfathomable pace, making it impossible to dodge or block them all. and the supply, well, it never truly ends, meaning that he can spam them endlessly.
Now you shall die and be silent! Enuma Elish!
Some may take him for an arrogant dude, but this arrogance is well justified, and he's always proven himself to be an unshakable adversary through and through. Although he calls humans foolish, he does in fact take interest in their creations and is always eager to store them away. You could say that Gilgamesh's strength resides in his passion and interest in the collection of treasury. Number 7. Tatua Shiba.
Wait, your arm is... How?
Strength isn't the only thing that Tatua has in his arsenal. He's an intelligent and analytical individual with two of the most broken skills a character could potentially have. To break his abilities down, it's imperative that we start by understanding the nature of these abilities. Tatua can utilize decomposition to disassemble anything down to its molecular level. This allows him to be able to destroy anything that exists in the physical sense and grants him the ability to nullify any magical attacks.
Damn it!
Regrowth, on the other hand, makes Tatua immune to damage, as he can restore any object or person back to its original state. And of course, he is no exception, as regrowth can be applied to his own body as well. With both intellect and diabolical levels of strength in his assets, he sits well to hold his position on the list of the strongest. Number 6. Furin.
Ara, the one standing before you, is a great mage who's lived for over 1,000.
This hag is an elf that has lived for over 1,000 years, and we believe that she has shown enough to mark her spot as one of the strongest who have ever lived. We can all agree that mana is key to magic, and this woman has got it in abundance. Her mana output is so high that even Aura, who's one of the 7 sages of destruction, falls short when faced with her mana release. And if her mana wasn't the scariest thing about her, then her analytical ability sure is.
Let's talk this through!
She's able to analyze magic that is said to defy all reasoning, and even goes as far as to counter it on instinct. This can be seen when she's able to break through a barrier that was said to be impenetrable. This goes on to prove that Furin is by no means your average protagonist. She's truly in a realm of her own. Number 5. Julius Novachrono.
This man's magic controls the flow of time, slowing it down to a crawl to bind someone in place.
Julius is by far one of, if not the most broken magic users to have ever been animated. His ability to manipulate time is a feat that already puts him way above anyone we've stated so far. His time-bending magic can freeze time for his opponents, trapping them in a time loop. But that's not the deadliest of his moves, as he can also accelerate, decelerate, or even reverse the flow of time. All of this means that his speed is pretty much immeasurable by our standards. To further back his position, this man is even able to heal himself via reversing the time on his wound. As he holds the position of the 28th Wizard King, he's even capable of foreseeing what, where, and when an attack is about to occur. To put this into perspective, he can pretty much dodge any attack. Number 4. Eind ul Gaun. Previously known as Momonga, this talking skeleton is depicted as an immensely powerful overlord. With powers that allow him to have absolute control over death, he is by no means one to mess with. Eind used to be a human like any of us, but was stuck in a VR game after he overstayed his due. Now he lives as the character he had built prior to his imprisonment, with an abundance of servants to facilitate his new life. Eind has even performed feats like stopping the flow of time and summoning creatures that could potentially bring ruins to an entire country if told to do so. What's really terrifying about all this is that he's capable of doing all this in a fraction of a second. The amount of spells this entity has in his arsenal ranges way above your usual magic caster. He's also able to summon black holes with a single chant and is able to crush the hearts of another with a single spell.
Grasp heart.
As the ruler of the Great Tomb of Nazarick, his presence alone is more than enough to make his enemies grovel in submission before his might. Number 3, Merlin.
Whoa! It broke apart!
The daughter of Belialuin is in no shape or form to be taken lightly. This woman was able to fool 2 deities into having her way. Additionally, her lust for knowledge had given her the title of the Boar Sin of Gluttony. She is the greatest and the strongest magician in all of Britannia, with a confident, level-headed personality. And yes, she too can utilize the concept of time to her advantage. As a result, she was able to completely halt her aging.
He used Meliodas' move against me, but how?
So that's your true form, I take it?
This was achieved by stopping the time that flowed around her, rendering her to be able to live indefinitely. With broken abilities like Infinity, her powers are literally referred to as cheats, earning her a well-deserved spot in the list of the strongest. Number 2, Anos Voldigold.
In go.
The great demon king of tyranny, Anos Voldigold, is the strongest demon to have ever lived. He was so incredibly powerful that humans, spirits, and even deities senselessly feared him. His understanding of magic far exceeds anything we've ever seen from a magic user. You cannot get rid of this man. He'll come back to life one way or another. And it's not his understanding that's scary. He's also incredibly powerful. He was able to effortlessly defeat a time god when he had access to less than 10% of his power. His authority of death is diabolical, assuming how easy it is for him to rid something of life. But that ease is there for a reason, and the reason is his ability to revive people in a mere instant.
Amelia, you've made a big mistake.
He's also proven to be able to decipher hundreds of thousands of magic symbols with a single look, and his ability to further improve on it makes him a worthy candidate for the top 3. Number 1, Madoka. From being cute and sweet to an absolute powerhouse, Madoka is the strongest of the magic users in all of anime. With the help of her bow, she's capable of firing arrows of energy. But wait a minute, is that really enough to place her in the big leagues? The answer to this question lies later in the series when she becomes Ultimate Madoka. After transforming into a goddess, she becomes a multiversal entity and is able to rewrite concepts and realities across all universes.
And even I don't have a thing to worry about, ever!
In all transparency, her feats alone place her near omnipotence with respect to her ability to affect change that's not on a planetary, not on a universal, but on a multiversal scale.